Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us on the conversation. So we're still discussing Ghana's election and Mahama's win with Dr. David Matanga, Global Affairs Analyst. Dr. Matanga, thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you very much.
All right, now just
also for yes.
Okay, now just before the break, I was going to ask you if you feel Ghana's electoral system and its democratic transition, serves as a blueprint for other African countries, and what lessons you think can be learned from this election.
There are very many lessons that Africa can learn from Ghana's elections, that you can hold a free, fair, transparent election, accountable, credible election. And then electoral commissions in Africa are the ones that bring more confusion than the candidates themselves. Oh. The candidates could want to leave, but the electoral commission could be manipulated to take sides on this type of elections. It is very, very sad that in most African countries, all elections end up in chaos, in tears. So for me, I believe that lessons to be learned from Ghanaian elections are many. One, hold accountable the Electoral Commission. If they make mistakes, they must be accountable. Two, equip people with civic education, enough for people to know that it's time to vote, so that we don't have voter apathy. You see yours place in Nigeria, for example, in the last elections, 94 million people registered to vote. Only 26 million turned out. Why? Those are questions, lessons to be learned. The one in Ghana, the issue of voter apathy was not there. Almost every Ghanaian swung into action. Almost, if you add the figures of the winner and the loser together, you can say almost 80% of the voters turned out. In Nigeria, only 40% of the voters turned up to cast their vote. But this money is accounted on your budget. You see, you have already paid a lot of money to print ballot papers. 94 million people, with your senators, governors, members of parliament, of National Assembly, presidents, presidential candidates. You print all this. That's money for you. That's money that could build hospitals. Why do you print too many ballots and then people don't turn up? That's a lesson. Another lesson is conceding. Let African leaders, those who go into elections, learn to have two speeches, conceding speech and a winning speech. Most leaders don't write conceding speeches. Some of them write one speech only, I'm winning. Even opposition is worse. Some of the opposition people in Africa don't even have a conceding heart. They don't. Muhammad
they'd rather go to court. They'd rather take it to court and trash it there.
Yes, they want to go to court. Another thing that I want, if I were in Ghana, if I were a leader in Africa, the first thing that I will abolish is this going to court. It's going to court. You have 5 judges making a decision of 94 million people who registered, who came out allegedly to come and vote. You have 7 judges, 10 judges, 5, 6, 7, number 9, coming together, making a decision, handing over. That's American style. My sister, this is very, very expensive governance system that Africa should avoid. Go for a simple parliamentary system. How many MPs does, you look at it, look at the way it has worked in Ghana. The ruling party took MPs. The presidential candidate took the presidential vote. Why did you waste all that money? You should have done a parliamentary, if it was a parliamentary system, the ruling party would have won elections straightforward with all members of parliament who can elect the president. So Africa, if you are saying you are too expensive in an election, yet Britain is not too expensive in an election. You can call an election in Britain today, and Dr. Matanga will vote where I am now. I will vote by post office and send my vote for Labour Party. I've never voted for that lady came from your country, who does not like refugees, yet she's a refugee herself. So I've never voted for Conservative Party in the United Kingdom. I voted for Labour. I will vote now. It's a simple system. It's a simple system that we should actually start looking at. Is it worth to have a presidential style of American style of governance in Africa?
Okay.
I think it is not.
Oh, all right.
It creates conflicts. Yes.
Okay, now let's quickly talk about, the younger population. According to reports, 55.1% of young people actually registered to vote, right? And, we know that the younger population in Ghana, particularly those that are impacted or are impacted by unemployment and economic hardship, appear to have played a key role in Mahama's victory. So what advice do you have for emerging political movements in Ghana that are led by the youths that could shape future elections?
I think, yes, Mahama appealed to the youths. And unlike your place, where you had so many youths, Obi, yes, Ananis, unlike your place, Obi, one of the candidates,
Peter Obi, you're talking about Peter Obi, yes.
Yes, Peter Obi had a lot of youths around, but they never voted. Either their vote was stolen in the Atlantic Ocean, or they went under the water in the Atlantic Ocean and they resurfaced. I don't know. I was there, I don't know, Osman. But in Ghana, the 51% of youths, almost 49%, according to what I've read here, all of them came up and voted. This is good. This is good because they are going to hold Mr. Mahama accountable. They are going to say, this is what we want. And that is the type of encouragement that we are looking for the youth in Africa. We are looking for youth in Africa to stand up, to come and say, give alternative views. Not that you can come and give your views that should be looked at and worked on. Give alternative views. And that is the way I feel that the youth in Africa play a pivotal role.
All right, now, but then, given the ongoing geopolitical tensions in Africa, talking about the recent coups in West Africa, how do you think that Mahama's leadership approach, to security and diplomatic relations in the region would be?
Dr. John Mahama is a great diplomat, a great peace negotiator, a man who does not dismiss you before he has heard you. I have had the time to interact with him in Kenya. I know him very well. We have bumped into each other in several gatherings. I am very, very sure that he's not, he's a diplomat who is going to handle, especially the African Union issue of a new chairperson is very, very crucial. And he's going to be very, very important. Ghana will play a very pivotal role in shaping the African Union, the return of real African Union that we want. the return of the real ECOWAS.
But Dr. Matsanga, I seem to remember, his previous tenure, where so many people remember him for massive power cuts, referred to as DOMSO. How should he prevent such a scenario from reoccurring and, ensure that the power sector becomes more reliable under his leadership, or the energy sector?
Power cuts come. Do you now hear of power cuts in South Africa, Osman? They are gone. When Ramaphosa and the Democratic Alliance, the white former apartheid party, united hands, the power cuts went. South Africa no longer has power cuts. Power cuts are politically manufactured. But if for us in Uganda, we don't have power cuts because we have extra electricity that we can supply to even Rwanda. Rwanda has no power cuts. We do, but power cuts is something politically manufactured to sabotage some institutions. Even don't be shocked that some people could even be told, cut it so that the government can look bad. What he should concentrate on now is to revamp power generating systems. Nigeria, for example, your country, you are endowed with almost 241 waterfalls, but you rely mainly on generators. Why? It is even making more pollution than even if you build dams in 241 waterfalls, good waterfalls that can generate good, clean energy. So in Ghana, it's the same. You are in the same terrain. You are neighbors. You are in the same terrain. You have that tropical Africa needs help. And that help is very, very important in reactivating, renovating, revamping the energy sector that will put the industries. If you have energy, you can build industries. If you have industries, you can create jobs. If you have jobs, there will be no unemployment.
Of course.
The youth will be very good, happy with you. So he has to deal with that, and some of us will give him good position papers, documents, well-natured documents that can help him. He's a man who listens, he's our friend, he's a friend. Ghanaians are very good people. By the way, I want to give President Nana, I can't leave this your program without thanking President Nana Akufo for allowing every African, as long as you are not a criminal, you can visit Ghana.
Okay. All right. Well,
that is, some of us, let me be honest, some of the countries, Osman, you still want us to fill visas, even to tell the dates when our fathers died, when you don't know. What about if I'm an orphan and my father died? You want me to feel, when did your father die, the date, before you give me a visa? So these are some of the things that Africans keep on conversing. I like this program. Let's converse. Let's be open. Let's do the things that some of us are doing voluntarily.
There's actually talks about, how every African can move, to and from each African country without needing visas. And we can't wait for that time to come, by the way. Thank you so much, Dr. Matsanga, for your time, as always, and for, speaking to us on this very, very interesting topic. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Osman. Continue doing the good job that you are doing. And let's be very honest, frank in your conversation program. Let's converse Africa.
Oh, no
Africa
problem.
needs a redemption strategy. Mark my words, 2 words. Redemption
Absolutely.
strategy. The healing is needed.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Dr. Matsanga, once again.
Thanks.
And with that, we've come to the end of the conversation. Thank you for staying tuned. Until Wednesday, thank you so much for staying tuned. Once again, I remain Darshan Osman. Take care.